This Thursday, we remember Jesus washing the feet of his apostles, his chosen ones. And as they gathered for this Passover meal, he really shocked the world. It is said when he was at this meal, he took off the outer robes, put a towel around his waist, pouring water in the basin, started to wash the feet of the apostles. Something what no one ever could comprehend. Only the lowest and the lowly servants would wash the feet of the Master. And Jesus says, if you call me Lord and Master, and if I have washed your feet, you ought to do the same. Jesus doesn't only do the action by himself, he calls them to do the same. And this washing was a symbolic gesture. It wasn't because their legs were dirty. It was his last moment before his death. He knew that his time had come, and he wants to keep something in the mind of the apostles which they can remember until the end of their life. My greatest Lord washing my feet. And maybe this is the action which made them to serve and not look for the positions. So Jesus did this action as a symbolic gesture of humility, of service. It was to say, I'm entering into the special state, a state of service, a state of humble life. And I'm going to surrender myself to you. The ultimate surrender is seen not in words, but in actions upon that cross. So I give to you all that I have, without counting the cost, without counting how much low I need to stoop down. And another thing to be noted, he washed the feet of those who are going to deny him, those who are going to betray him, and those who are going to hand him over to the enemies. And he knows about it. Understand, who else can ever do this? You know that someone is going to betray you at the very next hour, and you are still going to say to him that I am all out to serve you. Only a total, compassionate, loving heart which sees nothing in return can do this act of service, an act of humility. Usually in service, though we don't see a lot of returns, but even sometimes we see how much name I will get, how much people are going to treat me. But here is a moment Jesus is getting nothing in return except to show God the Father's love toward all of us. That this is how God can love us. That this is how you are God's beloved. Let this act of humility and service be engraved in each of us. And let it help us to reach out to others not in seeing returns, but to reach out in love. Even when we don't get something in return, or on the extreme, even when you know that those people are not going to treat you rightly.